You guys ever record an entire introduction, go back and replay it over, and realize that you were out of focus the whole time? So, my name's Brantley. That did definitely not just happen to me. Anyway, this video. So, as some of you guys might know, Kylene recently just started getting more into photography. Obviously, he still, does a lot more like video or whatever, but he's been taking pictures and stuff of his coworkers, motorcycle, cars, whatever. But he's been asking me questions, about filters now. What filter should he use? When should he use it? Blah, blah, blah. I don't know if any of you guys have a friend like mine who, no matter how many times you tell him something, he'll always ask you again because he doesn't actually listen the first time. So instead of explaining it over and over, I just figured it'd be a lot easier anyways if he learns with an actual video. I have an ND filter and a CPL, so I'll just do like some actual footage, testing it, pictures, video, whatever. I'm not a professional by any means. I'm not even close. I've only been doing this for like maybe 2 years or whatever. But I've YouTubed a lot. I've done a lot of research, tried it out for myself. That's usually what works out best for me. So yeah, I'm gonna just take out the cameras. I got my A7 III and my A7R III with me. I've got the 24-70 on this camera right here, and I've got a 35 on my A7R. I'm just going to try to keep all the videos to like 35 mil so it looks the same. But the camera that you're on right now, that has a CPL, and the other one will have the ND. So I'm going to show them, which situation you should use which lens in. See, for me, I do mainly photography, so if it's sunny and I'm shooting at a 2.8, usually I can just crank that shutter up and that'll darken down whatever I need to be darkened down. But the video, he can't really do that. He's shooting at an f2, he'd have to stop down, then it just doesn't look as good. So he's got to get that ND filter. But now he's all confused. Which one do I use? God, sorry, I freaking can't stop burping. But yeah, so now he's just confused on when he should use which. So figure a little hands-on test is probably like the best way to make it make sense. Because through text messaging, I suck at getting information. I suck at communicating in general. So yeah, I gotta get this car freaking washed first though, because it has been raining. And let's see if you can see what I'm seeing slightly. Yeah, she been spotting. So gonna just get a little car wash, do a little test footage. Nothing crazy. I'm gonna just take it to a place where I won't be bugged. You can just set up 2 cameras. So, all right, let's go. So, car's clean. At the spot that I'm just gonna do this little test video at. Now we're gonna shoot. I'm gonna start actually with a couple shots without any filter on, so then you can see what it looks like with no filter, which is why you need to get a filter. And yeah, that'll be the first one. So yeah, as you can see, this is with no filter. This is if I wanted to shoot at a 2.8. Right, that's like the lowest this lens goes. Oh, it actually goes to a 1.8. We'll say 2.8 because that's pretty much what a lot of lenses do. So if you wanted to take proper video outside right now, this is what your settings would look like. Not very pleasing at all. So in order to change that without a filter, we would have to stop down to about an F9, F10. So the first filter I have, it's just a cheap one. Got it from Amazon. That's what it looks like. It's very dark. It's basically sunglasses for your legs. Just screw it right on the top. Good to go. That's all you have to do. Alright. So now I will show you the footage from what it looks like when the filter's on it. So now I've got the ND on. This is what it looks like at f2.8. Much better. It's like what it looked like at f9. But now it's a 2.8, so you get that nice blurry background, which is what everybody likes. Now notice though, you can't really see into the car. If this were a picture, that wouldn't look so great. The windshield is just way too white. Now also, just another side note, if you wanted to take photos right now, this is what I got with 100 ISO. If I took this thing off, it'd be, you know, normally bright. So, if you want to take photos with an ND, you're cranking your ISO up. Alright, so now you're on the ND filter on my A7R with the 35mm on it. Hopefully it looks kind of the same. 24 and 35 are kind of similar, but you will notice a lot less background. Next up, we're going to do the CPL, which I already had on this. I'll show you what happens when you start to twist the thing on, whatever you call it, the filter itself. Same as the ND, it just twists on and off. It's actually stuck on right now. It's actually a pro tip. If you do start using filters, make sure you have like a rubber band or like one of those little like Live Strong bracelets or whatever. Sometimes I use like a sweatshirt string if it's, you know, cold out, because they do get stuck. So if you just wrap it around this little thin layer, you should be able to take it off. What is going on? People are distracting me. So yeah, just get something like rubber bandy. Just put it on, pop it right off. Or some of the higher brand ones, I do have some from Polar Pro that are like a brass ring, so they really don't get stuck. I've never got them stuck actually, but I don't think I've ever taken them off for long. So anyways, you're in the ND right now. You can see I'm at a 2.8 still. Hopefully it looked good. I got it exposed pretty good, I thought. So now I'll show you what the CPL looks like. Alright, so right now it kind of just looks like a standard shot. Now what happens when you actually start twisting the filter? You start to see the blackness kind of shifts. It gets darker on one side of the car than the other. Windows start becoming more see-through. You can see what it'll do. This would be like if you didn't have the CPL on at all. That's about what you would get. So you put the CPL on, and now you can see straight through the window. So hopefully that helped. If it did, I'm gonna leave a like, comment, subscribe, dislike, half like, hit the dislike button twice, whatever you want to do. Hopefully it helped. Mainly, like I said, I made this for Khai, but I figured if I had to teach him, I might as well put it out there and see if anybody else could find this useful too. So yeah, I prefer CPL, honestly, like all day. Like I said, I mainly do photography, so if it's ever too dark in the background or whatever, I usually set that shutter speed, get it as dark as I need it to be. I will say though, for video, I've noticed just doing this, like this talking part right here, on a 2.8, it looks way better than if I were to do like a 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it'd be sharper on those, but it just wouldn't be as nice looking overall. So I do definitely, for video, I would recommend getting an ND. I think I have an ND64 on there right now. If that's wrong, I'll put a little bubble or whatever. But I think it's a 64. So yeah, that's about all I got. I might just roll around and shoot a little bit more. If I do, I'll be sure to leave those in the video somewhere as well, so you can check them out. They'll all be taken with the CPL on. So that's that, and that's another one. Thanks for watching. See ya.